What's going on, people? Hello, everybody. Oh, man. So many people in the house already. Hello, 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 everyone. Am I late or something? Probably 1 minute late, but it's okay. It's all good. We're here. Thank you for being here. Okay, wow. I see so many people already in the house. Let's say Steve is already in the house. DJ is in the house. What happened, brother? He just disappeared. Maybe he went to Hawaii or I don't know, somewhere on vacation, on a private jet or something. My brother DJ. Okay, Alex also is in the house. Alex just went. He just, I don't know. Did you buy I don't know, a mansion or something, Alex? You don't want to talk to your brother anymore? What's going on? Sammy J. Sammy J is in the house. Everybody, hello, hello, hello. Let me say a very quick hello to everyone. I'm not ignoring anybody here. Thank you for being here. Okay. All right. Wow, 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 wow. A lot of us already here. Griffin is in the house. Okay, Herbert, my brother, Man United. Yeah, we're going to talk about Man United today because tomorrow is the big one, for Man United. They're going to win the Mickey Mouse Cup. Okay, hello. Give us a like. Thank you so much. Hello, brother. Hello. Did you say, I wish, bro, I went on holiday back home in Portugal. Portugal got great holiday places over there, man. Beautiful. Maybe you went to Cristiano Ronaldo private island or something like that, or George Mendes. You know what I mean? Okay. I think everybody's in the house. Let me just do this, man. So today we have few topics, but as you all know, this show is for the people and by the people. You decide about what we're gonna discuss. So we have our brother from Man United, Herbert, in the house. He's gonna talk about Man United stuff because tomorrow is the final of Europa League against Mr. Good Evening himself. So Oli at the wheel against Good Evening tomorrow. Stay tuned. We might be live in this channel. And then we're going to talk about Tammy Abraham, probably joining Jose Mourinho, AS Roma, Callum Hudson-Odoi to Dortmund, all the stuff. And the big one, Willian coming back home. After Eden Hazard, Willian is coming back home. So all the topics, man, we're going to just discuss about everything and anything Chelsea or other teams. So feel free to come and join us and let your voice heard. Okay? All right. Okay. Let's see what we can do now. All right. Yeah. England also, England squad. Yeah, sure. England squad. We can discuss about England squad. Yeah, anything, man. Anything. You decide. It's not me. This is not my show. This is the people's show. This is for the people, by the people. Okay? So, yeah, man. Let's do it. Tomori not called. Well, yeah. It is what it is, man. Tomori didn't play for the entire season. It's doing good with Dortmund with Milan at the moment, but Gareth Southgate. You never know what he's going to do, but it is what it is. Hello, Herbert. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, nothing much. Just catching pre-match about tomorrow's Europa League final.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I should be excited about it, but again, I am one of the those fans who have been on this situation 4 years back. 4 years back, it was exciting because that was our first Europa League final, and this is not this. I mean, we have been here previously as well, and it should be exciting when it's the European Championship final, but it's just not the same for me. I just want to win this cup and just move on. I mean, that's it.
All right. So DJ is in the house. What's going on, brother?
Hey, big up Herbert, big up, bro. How you both doing? You good?
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
very good.
We good. We good. Just
Yeah.
we miss you here, man.
Listen, I'm still getting.
What happened?
Yeah, you know what, man. I even missed Baggy's stream on Saturday as well. I was doing some decorating at my parents' place because we're selling my mum and dad's house. So me and my brother we're conducting bits and bobs in the house to get it. What do you call it? So I've been doing that majority of my weekends. I still managed to watch the game though. But yeah, disappointed with the result on Sunday. But hey, listen, I've heard a lot of streams. I've gone on to I've heard a lot of streams. I've heard a lot of crap the players have been getting. You know what? My thing on it will be.
I give them some crap too.
You know what, mate? Listen. How I look at the situation, I get the whole season wasn't great as we wanted it to be. Everyone's got to look at the big picture. The big picture is basically players have come over here with the time of bad times, not produced as they should have been producing. I get all that. But listen, if you were to tell me a team that's bought all these players and still managed to get into fourth place, get into a Champions League final, an FA Cup final, okay, we lost that, right?
Yeah.
If you were to tell me, and the team is supposed to be supposedly, allegedly, you're not firing on all cylinders. If you were to tell me that we were going to do that at the start of the season, I'd have chopped your hand off, mate. Because I said from day one, if anyone was expecting Chelsea to win a Premiership, a Champions League, or even anything like that, they forget it. Just think about top four. Forget about winning a big major trophy this season, because you've got players that have come in that have got to obviously get used to the Prem. You know, and I've heard a lot of backslash on Chelsea plays from a lot of streams I've gone on and seen, and I just think some of it is. I get a lot of us have high expectations for our football club, and we have high expectations for our players. But listen, you know, we still done the business. We still got to fourth spot. We're still in the Champions League. All right, got to Champions League. We're in a Champions League final. We're in a FA Cup. It's happy days. Now we've got to go and win it on Saturday. On Saturday, that's going to be the tough one. But we've still made it, and this is with a bunch of players that have not fired on all cylinders. And this is what I'm trying to say: why next season is going to be so vital for all these players. And I can see is once Thomas Tuchel gets in what he needs to get in for next season. Trust me, we're going to go up that table, and we're going to be blowing a few surprises off next season. And then people will be all this forgotten talk will be forgotten about. Trust me, it'll all be forgotten about.
Yeah,
but,
I respect that.
But I get why fans are upset and annoyed. I get that. I'm the same, but I always stick by my club. I stick by my players. And look, at the end of the day, you know, I'm hearing talks now today that Hudson-Odoi is possibly going to go. I've heard there's talks of Willian and Hazard coming back to Chelsea. Now, if you were to say to me, Willian to come back to Chelsea and Hudson-Odoi was to leave, oh my God. Unless Jadon Sancho is 100% going to come in, I hope to God it's just a stupid rumour, but still. You know, it's kind of like not something I want to be like waking up to or seeing. You know what I mean? Willian coming back, and then you're hearing Callum Hudson-Odoi could let him go. I think that would be a big mistake in itself. But anyway, everyone's entitled to their opinions. Everyone's entitled to their opinions.
That's the good thing about football is, like, you know, after a game, really you can't control emotions. After losing like a cup in the final, you only have like 90 minutes to go, you know? So you understand some of my reaction will be like right from the game. I was expecting too much. But when you sit down, you understand that, it's just a game of football.
You analyze it.
And you analyze it. But I got what you're trying to say. And Blue Ice is in the house. Herbert, what do you have to say? Sancho to Chelsea Football Club or Sancho to Man United?
I don't know. I mean, with Blazers, you don't know anything what could happen. I mean, if you
what is your side of story? Because if I look at United's go on.
My side of story is that if we are going in for Sancho, I think we can get him, because last season also we were just on the verge of signing him. But the minute any other clubs come, like Liverpool or Chelsea, I am not going to be confident. I mean, I'm just so like have so much bad relationship with players that if you put any other club in like signing another player, I'll just back off. I have no trust and faith. They'll go and sign some cheap winger and cheap centre back, and then Tom Heaton and Kieran Trippier, as I've said many times, and they'll mask it as a good transfer window. So as I said, that's not going to happen again. I mean, it depends on what the Glazers see. I mean, if you win this Europa League final, they'll again try to milk it. So that's not something I want to see. That the minute you win that, go to the Euros, come back to the Premier League, okay, and try to build a squad to challenge City. Forget the Europa League; it's done. Okay, that's not the competition we want to be in. Eventually, this goes for Chelsea as well. Chelsea should not be looking to catch up United because we are second, you are third. You should be looking to catch up City. And to catch up City, you have to have 18 good players because that's what they have. So if Chelsea are in for Sancho, I won't be surprised. If they get him, I won't be surprised again.
Okay. So what do you think from your perspective, Callum Hudson-Odoi? Do you think he can make it to Chelsea or you think he should just go somewhere else?
I think players like Callum Hudson-Odoi, you have to give them, he reminds me a lot of Nicolas Pepe. You have to play them and you have to give them solid 10 games. Because if you keep taking them out, keep substituting up after 70, 75, 50th minute, it's not going to help them. These are confident young players who want, they are player players as well. Right? You have to give them the freedom. Again, Tuchel system, it requires a lot of tracking backs. And that's not the game of Tammy or even Ziyech. So that's why I can see that they want Willian back. So again, these are players you just need them to say, you don't need to put too much information into them. Yes, they are on big money, but then again, the sort of player Callum Hudson-Odoi is, right? He's very technically sound. He's got skills. Just go out and play, and give them 10 games. If you can't perform, then no one's going to question you.
Good. I appreciate that. Blue Eyes. What's going on, brother? Blue Eyes.
Yes. Good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Big up, Blue Eyes, bro. How are you?
Hey, DJ Sav, how you doing? Glazers out. How you doing?
Glazers out. Yeah.
All good, man. All good. What did he say? What did he say?
Glazers out.
I didn't hear. Sorry, my thing went. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, for them.
Yeah, that's Havertz. That used to be Havertz's name. So I used to call him. I used to call him Go. Glazers out. Yeah. Yes. I hope you all had a good weekend and ready for a new work week. And it's countdown.
Nervous.
I know,
man.
nervous. I can't believe it. It's countdown to the big game. I can't believe 9 years.
4 days away.
I know. I remember this same time 9 years ago. I remember how we were so nervous, not sure what we were going to do with Bayern Munich, and we weren't sure what was going to be the balance of a healthy squad that is left. We weren't sure who was playing, who was not. And here we are. Now we're talking about potential prospects. It actually comes with, and that's the beauty about playing in the Champions League finals, is you have attraction everywhere. You have prospects everywhere. But I know you were talking about Jadon Sancho. Again, I've mentioned this in the past. I think he would be a blockbuster signing for us. Again, I'm just curious to know how we're going to reset our front three if Jadon Sancho comes in. I'm not sure what kind of formation. Does it mean we're going back to a four in the back, Oggs?
I don't know. You ask it. Let me give you
I'm asking the panel.
Let me just give him a call and I'll let.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Jadon Sancho to Chelsea, I don't see Chelsea will be going for them. I have said like multiple times that I think you will go and buy Rafael Varane because that's one, you need a centre back who's comfortable in playing in a two. And whatever centre backs you have, they are not. So I think you need one big signing. I think that's going to be Varane. He has 1 year on his contract. You guys can easily afford him. You need a centre back. And I don't see him going to any other club unless it's Paris. But they have Marquinhos and Kimpembe. Chelsea is the only place I can see him going.
So you're basically saying that you see Thomas Tuchel going back to a flat four next season?
Exactly. I mean, he should be going back to a back four because the amount of fair players you have, they are being kind of wasted in the back three. It's going good for your defense, but the off-player players in your attacker does not really. I mean, I want to see Mount centrally. I don't want him seeing the wings. I think
On the wing,
when he has the full pitch to himself, he's better. You can get better output of him.
Yeah, and I know, Oggs, I know you were talking about Hudson-Odoi. Yeah, that's a tough one, man, because, I've almost sounded like I've criticized him too much because I'm one of his biggest fans, and I know he's probably one of our most, if not the most creative front playing attacker we have. But for some reason, I don't know why he goes hiding in
What
games.
do you mean by good hiding?
Goes hiding meaning his production level, his output level, and I know it's reflective of how many games that he's gotten, but for some reason, each and every manager that has played him in the past year are almost saying the same thing. Like Frank Lampard tried to get him in there, then he got injured and he came back. Frank Lampard tried and then dropped him, and then Thomas Tuchel came in, and I was thinking, hey, Cho is going to finally own that wing back position. It looks like Thomas Tuchel. The first thing he did when he came in was he put a lot of praise on Callum Hudson-Odoi. So I was thinking Odoi is back in the scene, but for some reason he still cannot cut it. And maybe I should ask the panel: is this as a result of his age, lack of experience, or there's just something missing in his total toolkit? I'm not sure what it is, because if care is not taken, he might have to go. And I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yeah, let's listen from DJ because he knows better about
please,
Callum.
DJ, answer for me, please.
Yeah, listen, bro. The situation with Callum Hudson-Odoi is, listen, we all, I don't know if we all knew what a player and what a talent he is. Yeah, under Sarri, he was excellent. Unfortunately, he picked up that bad injury, and he wasn't the same player as we know. Same with Loftus-Cheek was not the same. Was not the same player again. However, this season, I think, again, when Lampard came in, he gave him a bit of game time here and there, but wasn't playing him continuous games as I thought he would get. Thomas Tuchel's actually given him that, but again, Tuchel's put him in and out. And then you've also got to think about it. Tuchel's put him in an alien position, man. The guy's not a right wing back. Yeah, we all know that. I think every Chelsea fan looking in from the outside knows the guy's not a right wing back. We all know he comes from the left. He's an attacking left winger. That's where he best plays his football. And, when him and Jadon Sancho first came out, there was this big talk on the town about these two best prospects coming into the game. And It was him and it was Callum Hudson-Odoi. Sancho and Hudson-Odoi. And he was actually prone to be better than Jadon Sancho. And everyone was talking about that. And I think we have him. And I just think at this moment in time, I look at certain plays in that team that I've watched the last couple of games, and you probably would have go with me on this as well, Blue Ice. Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, listen, I love Christian Pulisic. I mean, but the guy clearly the last couple of games hasn't been where he should be, and that's not because it's down to him. That's because he's come back from a bad injury. He obviously came back from a bad injury. I still think he's still recovering from kicks and bruises from all over the place he was getting from the Porto game and other teams that have done it to him. And when he's not performing, this is where you need to bring Callum Hudson-Odoi in, and you need to give this guy a run of games.
Exactly.
And he needs a run of games, mate. And
absolutely right. That's why. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And if he gets a run of games, bro, trust me, the guy will not let anybody down. I just think he's crying out for a manager, and I think he's got that in Thomas Tuchel, to put an arm around him and say, look, even if you're going to do a mistake, you're still going to be part of my team. And I think, for me personally, I saw this news coming out about Odoi, and Simon Johnson, I think, reported it. He's a well-known Chelsea connection to the football club. He came out and said that Chelsea could be using Odoi, maybe that they've asked Dortmund to keep them informed about the developments of Jadon Sancho, what's going on with him, and there's a possibility that Odoi could go the other way to Borussia Dortmund. Now, for me personally, I wouldn't want to put Cho anywhere near that situation. If you can get Sancho in, bring Sancho in and keep Odoi, because let's be honest, both of them can play. One can play on the right side, one can play on the left side. It's as simple as that. Even for England, when they played together for England, one was on the right, one was on the left. And, this is where I think we can utilise it in that way. I mean, Pulisic, as I said, needs a rest. Next season, I think you'll see Odoi going. He'll get his game time, and I think he'll prove all the Chelsea fans that.
Hello, DJ.
DJ.
Okay.
Damn. Going to let him go to Borussia Dortmund. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So for me, no, he has to stay. He has to stay.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes. I don't know. Just considering his. I know. Does anybody know how much what his weekly rate is? I think is it close to 200,000?
It's all speculations. What you're talking about, Callum?
Callum. His weekly rate.
He's
What's
on
his
120.
weekly?
120, 100,
There's talk of
150,
120, 150, 180.
Nobody really
People have
knows.
said as well.
Because I know after that, after Bayern,
I think it's a performance based wages. Like he can get more if he does certain things. But when you're not playing, and then you're not getting that kind of money. So what the point? I'm frustrated right now. What's going on with Chelsea? Okay,
yeah,
you didn't want him to move to go and play for Bayern Munich,
exactly.
and then we hoped that he's going to be given a chance, and all of a sudden he's on the bench. Look, he should be in that England squad by now.
Absolutely.
But the boy is just wasting his talent on the bench. I know the only way you can improve is to play games.
Yeah.
Make mistakes, be allowed to make those mistakes and improve from them. You don't learn anything from the bench, but it is what it is. You the people, you decide. Let's go.
Yeah, but the thing is, let me ask a question to the panel. Is Callum, would you rather see Callum Hudson-Odoi start or have guaranteed 40% appearances throughout the season? Would you rather see him start every game?
He's not having that anyways. We want a rotation. That's the problem. The key here is like many games that we've been very poor and was like screaming for Callum to be there and create something. But
so are we saying are we saying it's on the coaching staff, the board, or does Callum share some of the blame too?
You can blame who you want here, but you need to play the player. You need to give him playing time. I'm talking too much. This is not my show.
No, it makes sense.
No, it's your show, bro. No, you talk.
It's your show, talk. No, please talk. No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Go on, DJ.
No, I was saying you should talk. It's your show, bro. We're all here. We're all great to be on here, man. But listen,
sir.
For me, listen. I for one think this guy, he needs to be given. I think we both said it here, Blue Eyes. I think we all agree on here. He needs to be given the run of games, and even if he doesn't make the odd mistake, he makes the odd mistake here and there. He's got to learn from it. But I see him. I don't think I've seen him very. I think once or twice this season, I've seen him do the odd mistake where he's given the ball away. Other than that, when he started games, he's been actually all right for us. In fact, I remember when we lost that game to Manchester City 3-1, he came off the bench and he was the one who scored us the goal. Yeah, and he kind of changed that game a little bit, even though we lost the game. But it was him that came on and done something. And I think he's got that in his locker. He just needs to be given that opportunity to show it. And playing him as a right wing back, okay, that's the only way of getting him in the team. I think that is the wrong way about it because you got Reece James in there, you got Azpilicueta in there. Now we don't know obviously what's going to happen to Aspi next season. There's a possibility he may sign a 1-year extension to his contract. He may stay as a centre back or plays that. We don't know what's going to happen to him. But if you're going to play Callum Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back, that is not his position, man. Everybody knows the guy is a left winger, and he loves cutting in on the left hand side. When you got players like Werner, and I'll say Werner's name in this one, and Pulisic that are not doing it, then give this kid a chance to go and show what he can do on that side. Because at the end of the day, we're never going to know unless he gets given the game time. But coming off the bench to come and make a difference every time, and then it looks like people are judging him when he comes off the bench. And even when he does come off the bench and he doesn't do what he should be doing, I see so many Chelsea fans getting on the kid's back. I'm not thinking, what do you want this guy to do? He's coming off the bench. You want him to make a difference. What did the whole team do before he came off the bench?
He came in.
Yeah. That's how I look at it. So it's like all the responsibility goes on Callum. If he doesn't do it, then all the fan base start coming down on him. For me, this is where I think it's a bit harsh. I get he needs to be criticised when he does mistakes. Every player does. But at the end of the day, he's still got to be given that game time and opportunity to make them mistakes. And I think with Thomas Tuchel, he'll give him that opportunity to do that. But it depends on how long. And I can't see him doing it. I can't see Odoi going on and on and on, making mistakes. Eventually, he will learn. It's just a matter of how much time he will get to do that.
Okay,
Exactly.
so I have a question for you, the board. Don't you think that because of pressure of winning from the board, the manager is obligated to try to get the result instead of developing a player?
Yeah.
And if you look at that's a fantastic question, because if you look at what, I bet you Thomas Tuchel came in and he probably looked at Frank Lampard's selection schedule of the squad, and he looked at the guys who didn't get playtime, for example, like Cho, and he probably critically looked at Cho, and now he's benching Cho. People are not really, it's almost like people can see why Cho is being benched, because there's been a history of benching Cho since Lampard. So
even Mauricio Sarri,
exactly.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know how Chelsea operates. All of you here know how Chelsea operates. We're not in the process of long-term project building. We want to win now. That's I guess that's Roman's ethos. He wants to win now, and unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of heads that will roll, for lack of a better way to put it. There's going to be a lot of players that might not make the cut.
Yeah, so we have Ty here who got a Callum Hudson-Odoi agenda. I already got my gun to shoot you, brother. Talk to me. Why are you calling Callum Hudson-Odoi Victor chooses? I got my gun.
I don't have an agenda. I
got my gun ready, bro.
Victor.
Bring it on. He's calling him Victor chooses. This is him. Ty, talk to me.
Chill. Let me explain that. You said that he's not a right wing.
Drink some water before I shoot you down.
I was just saying that DJ Sav brought up the fact that he's been, the only way that he's able to play at the moment is playing as a right wing back. But what that reminded me of was of Victor Moses with Antonio Conte.
I know what you're saying too.
So I don't have an agenda against Callum. I even said it. He deserves more game time, and I've made a video in the past saying that I think in a way Thomas Tuchel sees it, and Blue Eyes was saying it as well, that he was looking at what Frank Lampard was trying to do with the younger players, trying to develop them by giving them game sometimes. And I mean, Thomas Tuchel in particular has this ability, and he has been good at developing those younger players. You have like Pulisic, who's probably an example. You have like Ousmane Dembele. So in a way, I kind of see him, or what I was hoping would be like, was that Callum probably would be like that Phil Foden at Man City. He doesn't get a lot of game time, but at the same time, he's getting the experience from some of the older players, which is why I think probably getting at least one more experience attacking midfielder or a winger or something along those lines would be good for him. But if there's reports coming out that they're willing to let the star, as they would like to say, go, I guess that's just the way the board is and everything. But at the same time, I'd prefer to loan him than to sell him, because he has promise in him, and the fact that Bayern saw something in him, and I don't want us to make that same mistake. We did it with what's his name? I think it's Jamal Musiala or something along those lines.
Yeah, 17 years old from Chelsea Academy.
So I would not like to make that same mistake. So I would to loan him than to sell him.
All right, I understand your point now. So I put my gun down because I don't want to shoot you immediately. Herbert, our brother from Man United, are you gonna take Callum Hudson-Odoi or Dan James? You choose.
No, Dan James.
Dan James.
I'll take one-legged Callum Hudson over two-legged Dan James. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he is a start. I don't know how many times Callum Hudson-Odoi has played for you, but Dan James has played 25 times for us. That itself should be like a sackable offense. So as much as, I was listening to DJ, and I do agree with that. He said you have to give him games to make mistakes, but as Chelsea fans, you want him to get mistakes, learn from it. But I don't think so. Your owner wants that. He wants instant results. So I don't think even Tuchel wants him to play. I don't think he can. Otherwise, why would he substitute a substitute, right? I don't know which game was that when he brought in,
Exactly.
then he substituted him, and then he
That's true.
openly comes out and says that he wasn't doing what I want to.
Exactly.
So that's the same mentality I presume Roman has, which I don't mind, because if I can have any one owner, I will take definitely your owner, because he has this elite mentality of if you can't do the job, please get out.
But we didn't even win, though. The problem is we didn't even win.
Yeah, you didn't win. I agree with that.
That's the problem.
You didn't win, and you have made lots of mistakes. You have sold Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, Mohamed Salah, and all these kinds of players. I agree with that. But if you look at in the last few decades, you have won the most trophies. So in the end of the day, it's what's count, right? Even Roberto Di Matteo won you the Champions League. He doesn't have a statue outside Old Trafford, outside Stamford Bridge. So that this hire and fire thing, I like it, but I don't think so many Chelsea fans subscribe to them. This idea, most of them want a 3-year or 4-year deal. They don't want 18 months.
It needs to change, though. It needs to change. It needs to change. I get that it used to work in the past, but recently, if you look at it, there has been a very huge decline of the club's success, and one of the reasons is that there's a lack of patience in terms of giving managers the time that they deserve, giving them a bit more freedom. I get that, and we've mentioned this a lot of times. You don't have a lot of clubs that call the person that helps the team, like, they don't call them managers, they call them head coaches. So they don't have a lot of they don't have a lot of freedom in terms of which players is suitable, and that's one of the reasons why Antonio left the club he did, because he wanted to build something for the future, because he questioned the mentality of the players after Drogba left, because we have seen that there's a weak mentality. The team is young, it has a bit of naivety in it. So in a way, it needs to be changed. We need to start sticking with managers more, because I get that in the past it worked, because when you sack a manager, the next time or most of the time you'd win like the league, you'd win an FA Cup, the Champions League, the Europa League, something. But at the same time, if you look at it, there's been a decline since Drogba has left. And it also has to do with sacking the managers, but not also looking into the players you have, because the personnel is also a big issue as well. If you don't get the right personnel, if you don't get players that can help them or to develop their mentality, like with Hazard and Drogba, because he looked up to Drogba. Hazard inspiration was Drogba. So in a way, you have to get players that can help them. But if you keep sacking managers, if they have a bad form, you're going to constantly start over, because what you're going to do is you get a manager or a head coach who has these certain players that fit their system. Another manager comes in, it doesn't fit their system, so they either try to get rid of them, loan them out or something, and then you go over and over again. So you keep having to go back and try to build, because the team is young. So if you keep trying to sack managers and then try to build another team, you're going to have to start over and over again. So you have to start sticking with a manager. And I get that it used to work, but we have to stop doing it, because there's been a decline in success.
Yeah, I've been saying that too. Give Thomas Tuchel, like, I'm at the point where even if I don't want to even say it, even if we lose the Champions League final, I'm going to stick with Thomas Tuchel, give him time, give him money so he can build his own team. I'm sick and tired of the Chelsea board, man. Sucking people is not my thing. I'm all for long term, but I got what you say. Let me say hi to David Gambi. Hello, David.
Gambi. Yes, how are you?
Good. Where are you from?
Zambia.
Zambia. Okay. How is going over there? Are you a Chelsea fan?
Chipolopolo.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a real Chelsea fan.
Chipolopolo.
Okay. So are you waiting for me to talk about? Okay, you're a Chelsea fan. I know. I understand that. I'm confused a little bit. But what do you think about Callum Hudson-Odoi? Quickly, because we need to move to another topic, Willian or whatever the board is going to decide. What do you think about Callum Hudson-Odoi? Sell, keep, loan, out?
I'll keep.
Okay. Keep him?
We need to keep Hudson-Odoi, yes.
Okay, so how about Sancho? Do we have to go for Sancho?
No.
Okay. Are you going to ask me about Charlie Musonda again?
No.
No Charlie Musonda today, right?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you for being here. Stay around because we have to put some other people through. So
We do need the players though.
huh?
We don't get Sancho, we're going to need somebody though. Because anything can happen. Any of the attacking midfielders could get injured. You don't know what might happen. And then people tend to forget this, that you have some players that will not be here for the entire season. Like you have Mendy, who has AFCON. You have Hakim Ziyech as well. That's if next season he starts to improve and start to be important, you're going to need someone who's going to replace him as well. And we
See,
how many attacking midfielders do we have, or wingers, or players like that?
Yeah, but the question is how many? Maybe the panel can help answer this. How many players has Chelsea given the leeway to grow? Let's say a 2-year growing program. I don't think there's been a player, because I'm thinking about Oscar. I'm thinking about a lot of attacking mids from about 6-7 years ago. I'm trying to figure out if Chelsea actually gave anybody the chance to grow.
No.
If
you look
names
at
come
Kennedy, Kennedy also was
De
just
Bruyne
fed
is an
out.
example.
De
De Bruyne,
everybody.
Salah,
We don't give people only. Let's say
Lukaku.
Mason Mount, because of Frank Lampard, took him to the championship and brought him to Chelsea, and then he's performing. Everybody is taking credit for him, but they forget that the kid is good because he was given a chance.
Yes.
And then now
that's the unfortunate thing as well.
Now we're bringing in Jadon. If Jadon Sancho is coming, what message are you sending to Joe? I mean, I'm confused.
Or to the academy, or to the whole academy. I mean,
you see the answer to, you're asking that question earlier on, Blue Eyes. You were saying, Roman doesn't give time. Yeah. One of the reasons what he got rid of, why he was frustrated with a lot of our managers come and gone. None of them were giving youth players a chance, and we had such a great youth team, and that we were winning youth cups almost every season with that team, right? And he was not seeing the results of that coming through Chelsea. And this is one of the reasons one of his bugbears were with some of the managers is we've got that brilliant youth academy there, but you're not giving any of them a chance to come through. Now, I'm not saying bring five youth players in one season to do things, because you need experience here with them players.
That's right.
But if you're bringing 1 or 2 or 3, maybe up to 3 players to come in one season, or even be around the first team squad, training with them every day, watching what they do, then full well, if anything was to happen to any of the bigger players in our team, they get injured or hurt, you got those ones that can come in and step in and do a job there, even if it means sitting on the bench. And I think that was one of the reasons. That's one of the things Roman was angry and peed off about. That's why he got rid of quite a lot of the managers, because he actually came out a few times. If you read a lot of times the managers were sacked, it was to do with the results business as well. But some of the other sayings are there in small black and white writing. You would say in there, they were not using the youth players. Academy was not being used. Academy was not being used.
Then how does that translate to Frank Lampard using the youth players?
Don't forget, guys, we had a transfer ban, didn't we, guys? So he had no choice but to bring those players through. He had to bring those youth players. And how many was it in one season he brought through? Don't forget, Mason Mount was with him. Mount was with him at Derby. Tomori was with him at Derby. So he knew of those two anyway. So if they were going to come into the team, you wouldn't even want to call them. There probably would be what I'd call, of the generation of youngsters that he brought through, the older ones, if you like, of that generation coming through and playing the Chelsea way, of knowing how to do the Chelsea way. So the others coming in, like your Tammy Abraham. I mean, even Tammy Abraham was out on loan. Odoi was the only one really you could say was sitting in there, Loftus-Cheek, before he got that bad injury as well. So these players did all come in, but the only reason why the whole situation with Lampard was he had no choice but to bring them in. And if you think about it, our only 2 signings that were actually made, and this is before the transfer ban, was Pulisic and Kovacic. They were the only 2.
We got Kovacic on loan first.
Yeah, exactly, on loan, and we signed him permanently.
But DJ, I respect that. But I respect that, DJ. But don't you think that Abramovich is contradicting himself? Because when you put a lot of pressure on a manager and you ask him to use young players, you can't win much with young players. So at the same time, you want to develop, and at the same time, you want to win because you are. I don't know how that works.
Agreed with you again there, Orgs, on what you just said. But my argument to that would be on that is, unfortunately, as you know, Chelsea Football Club over the years we've had so many personalities in our dressing room, yeah. And if a player does not like a manager of managing a certain way, they don't care. They're going to go to Roma, and especially those who are closer to the football club. Yeah, that will go and say something. And we've seen that over the years. We saw it with Avram Grant. Well, not that I'm complaining about Avram Grant. I was actually glad to see him go anyway.
MVB.
Yeah, Avram Grant, AVB. Yeah.
Scolari,
another one. You just said it. Di Matteo, another one. He won the Champions League and the FA Cup. The man was booted out. And he's a legend. Yeah. He was booted out not even halfway through the season. And Rafa Benitez came in. So that's what unfortunately we have now with these players we got now in the team. Unfortunately for Lampard this time round, he brought all those players in, your Ziyech's, your Werners, your Havertz, your Silva, Mendy, and all them players. But unfortunately, what got him wrong was his experience. It wasn't the players that didn't like him. They didn't want him there. Maybe there are some that said there were a few players that probably didn't want him there. But majority of it was the fact that he had the experience finally got to him. And in the end, Roma could see where we were going. We were on a downward slope. We were in 10th position before Tuchel took over, and look where he's taken us. When you're a proper manager who's had the experience, he took that team back up to 4th, got us an FA Cup final and a Champions League final. I mean, what more can one ask for? You can see. And listen, Lampard is going to go on to be a great manager. I don't doubt that for a second. I can see him at Crystal Palace next season, really doing well down there, and probably in about 5 or 6 years down the line, he'll come back to Chelsea.
I think he would because there would be a great plan there for him. Yeah. They'll probably back him as well.
Yeah, he'll probably take some of our
would be a great success at Crystal Palace.
You probably take Gilmour to Palace on loan, possibly.
Yeah, so that is going to be a very good. If I think people like Gallagher, also or Gueye, I heard that Gueye also could join Crystal Palace. So I think Frank Lampard is going to do good at Palace, and I'm expecting him to challenge for something. Maybe for a cup or something, because he's a winner. And there is no pressure over there of winning. It's just do your job and just keep us in the first division.
That's a plus.
It's just a plus. So that is another topic for another day. Let's just stick with what we're talking about today. So the board, do you want to talk about Tammy or do you want to talk about Willian?
Come back.
Any of the above. Any of the above. Bring anyone.
Let's get it, man. It's so funny. He left Chelsea so he could win the Champions League. And then when Chelsea's close to getting to win the Champions League, he leaves the exact same season. And then he wants to come back after they nearly win it. It's so funny.
The only way Willian comes back, if he comes back, he should come with Smith Rowe.
Or
Saka.
Or Martinelli.
Saka, exactly.
I mean, I don't want those players because we have a lot of Sakas and Smith Rowe in our academy. We have many of them. They just need a chance.
How about Odegaard? Odegaard.
He's on loan there too, so you can probably snap him from Real Madrid.
I can tell you one thing though. One deal that's definitely going to happen. You guys can. It's definitely going to happen. First Chelsea signing is going to be Tchouaméni from Monaco. That's that.
So what happens to
Tchouaméni?
Tchouaméni. That's a wrapped up deal.
Tell us more about it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it.
No, what it is there's one person that I kind of like. Speak to on Twitter. She's actually a girl, and she tweets all things. She tweets things all from French football. She actually gave quite a lot of things that she came out and said that. She actually came out and said quite a few. Said that what's his name was gonna be losing his job, which happened. Who was it? Pochettino was going to leave to go to Paris Saint-Germain. She got that right. So I'm not saying she's 100% definite. But from what I can see, she's so far got majority of her stories correct. And she's saying that Tchouaméni to Chelsea looks like that's going to be happening. So hopefully that will be a done deal. I hope.
Yeah, but what happens to the Declan Rice rumor?
Declan Rice rumor. I don't know about Declan Rice. I know. There's talk that we want Declan Rice, but there's a possibility. There's talk that maybe getting both of them, but we're not going to get both. It's going to be one or the other. So
So what is your choice if you have to choose? If you have a choice to make,
they were going to throw Tammy in that deal. Tammy and somebody in that. Yeah, Tammy and somebody for Declan Rice. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know about Tammy. I think. Listen, I don't mind Declan Rice. I really don't. I've never ever been one to not be. I mean, he came through our youth, I know, originally. But to come to what do you call it? I wouldn't mind him coming back. Yeah, if he does come back, I mean, having both of them, I mean, you could play him as a centre back option, I guess, if need be.
Exactly.
But then we've got several centre backs already there, so that's going to be a tough one. I don't know. I mean, I've watched Declan. I've watched him as well, and not as much as I've obviously watched Declan Rice in the Prem. But I probably would still say Declan Rice because he's got the experience. He's been in the Prem. But I don't know whether West Ham, if they're willing to do business with us and Tammy Abraham, possibly.
So it's obviously one of them. One of
it's
them.
One or
with
the
Kante.
other. It'll be one or the other with Kante.
Because Kante is a guaranteed starter, obviously.
And Jorginho, I don't know what's happened to Jorginho though.
Okay, just let's just think. Just put some logic on this William remorse, right?
Yeah.
Why Thomas Tuchel would like to sign somebody like William for what?
Maybe for free kicks.
No,
that is a good point.
Free kicks. Free kicks.
Tracking back, for example.
His corners can never pass the first man. It's just so annoying.
Just hit the first man. Always
have to pass it short and then pass it back and then try to cross it in. Always, man.
And I don't think he's missed a penalty in a while. So he's good at taking penalties.
He can take a penalty, but we have Jorginho.
By stealing Hazard's move.
Yeah.
So if you have to choose between Willian and Hazard, who are you going to take?
That's
Hazard
for sure.
Yeah. Hazard. Listen, I think it's Willian. Hazard.
Yeah.
Okay. So Herbert, you've been quiet, brother. What do you think about Willian back at Chelsea?
I think it's just a there's no story to it. I don't think that's something you guys should consider. Yeah, it's just paper talk. And anyways, why would you need Willian? I mean, you just have to look at this. Like, even if you have try to back as a backup, he's on 200 grand a week. Will you pay that? That's what Chelsea do, right? Their cast off goes to Arsenal, not the other way around. So I don't see it coming back. And about Hazard, I think that's, again, you should not be moving backwards. He has got this injury, which I think the Madrid doctors reported. If he has a surgery, he can't play football again. Very injury prone. So again, that's not gonna help you. I mean, if Chelsea have to make signings, you have to keep in mind that particular signing has to be a contributing cost to closing the gap to City. That's how you should be thinking. So if you're signing Chouamani and Declan Rice, that's going to close the gap to City a bit more, because you have two quality players who can play multiple positions and are part of the first team. You should not be looking at players like Willian and Hazard who don't have any other motive than to make more money.
That makes sense.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Go on, Ty.
I don't think so. With Willian, Willian, I can agree with. It has to do with more money because he as he confirmed, he left because of the project or what Arteta wanted to do, and was to qualify for the Champions League and try to win it before Willian leaves. So or when he leaves, correction. I think it might have to do with more time, because apparently he said he wanted to stay, but they weren't giving him the amount of years he wanted. With Willian, I think it has to do with maybe he sees where he was wrong. He left the club, and then the next season they are close to winning the Champions League final because he wanted to win the Champions League. He has won everything except for that. But I think with him, it's different between him and Hazard. Hazard has love for Chelsea. I mean, he was here for nearly 8 years. He was here for 7 years. He had a love for it. He wanted to go to Real Madrid in the beginning, but he came to Chelsea instead. But there's this funny thing as well, that imagine if he says, "I'm going to the club that wins the Champions League once again." Imagine if he says that. But I think it has to do with. I think in a way he has love for for Chelsea, and he still has that. I think has an apartment or something in London as well. So I mean, I think he still has love. I think it's different between him and Willian. People might say that he's finished, which I disagree with. He's obviously not going to be the same. When you get older, you're not going to be the same. Ronaldo isn't the same, and he's getting older.
Well, I think you misunderstood Herbert. The point he was trying to make is that we have to build for the future.
Yeah, I get that,
and
but
then
at the same time,
close
there's
the gap
nothing wrong with getting experienced players as well. You can get
experience. He also mentioned about the injury. You don't know how bad Eden Hazard injury is. You know, the last time they refused to operate. He refused to have a surgery because the doctors say it's a big risk. He's playing with a piece of mirror in that ankle. It's not natural anymore. So you don't want to bring somebody who would just be in the hospital for.
You cut me off right when I was about to say that.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say that, but at the same time, you said it was if it was between Willian and Hazard. I would take Hazard, but I'm not saying that it would be the best decision to get Hazard. I get building for the future, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with trying to get experienced players, and especially players who can cause an impact for players, because it has to do with Drogba. I know the circumstances are different because Drogba didn't have these injury issues or these scares that his career could probably end if he gets another injury. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with getting experienced players. Hazard isn't the same. Obviously, he isn't. Since he left Chelsea in 2019, he hasn't been the same. They didn't get the magic that Real Madrid wanted. They haven't seen the magic. But at the same time, to say he's finished, I don't think that's fair, because you can't be finished based on the fact that you barely play games because you're injured. The injuries have taken him out, but at the same time, people only look at the fact that he isn't scoring goals, he isn't doing this. If you watch the way he plays, you'd see that there's still some perks of it, but at the same time, you have to be cautious because of his injury concerns. But I'm not saying that we should go for him, because at the same time, we're trying to move forward, but I don't really see it as going backwards by getting him if we decide to get him. Get experienced players, but at the same time, don't forget the plan of what we're trying to do, and that's to close the gap.
All right, I completely get you. So we're gonna move very quickly because we are about to go, and we're gonna talk about Tammy Abraham very quickly, and then we're gonna finish about the Europa League final tomorrow, because we have our brother here in the house, so we need to show some respect and give him, as much time as possible. So we talk about their game tomorrow against Mr. Good Evening. So Tammy Abraham, let me go around. DJ Tammy Abraham, do you think he can fit the Mourinho system at Roma, or you think he should stay in London, sign with West Ham, or go to another team in England?
You know what? When I to be fair, when I read this comments that Jose was going after Tammy Abraham yesterday, or I think it was yesterday's news, wasn't it? It broke or something like that.
Yesterday.
I said to myself, this is just pure talk. There's no way he's going to bring Tammy Abraham to Roma. For me, Tammy Abraham will stay. I think he will stay here. I think he'll end up going to it's either going to be West Ham or Aston Villa, because I think they're the two teams that are in for him the most. I think he'll do well. I think whatever club gets him will do well, because they'll give him the game time he wants. I still hope he can get given a bit of a chance at Chelsea still, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't want to see another situation with him, as I keep saying about other players. Same with I'll say with Callum as well. We let these players go, and they go and perform somewhere else, and Abraham will be doing that. And then we're going to be missing the boat on these players again. It's going to be we're going to buy them back for stupid money later on down the line, like we're doing with Lukaku currently, which is what the rumours going around about Lukaku. So, again, it'll be worrying about it. I think he'll do well, but I think he needs to move Tammy Abraham for his sake. I think he needs to get more game time under his belt. He needs a manager that's going to believe in him. I think he'll get that with either David Moyes, or he'll get that with the Aston Villa manager. I forget his name now.
Smith or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Dean Smith or something, yeah.
Dean Smith, yeah. I think he'll get that with both those two
Yeah,
managers.
Dean Smith.
So yeah, I'll be disappointed to see him go, but at the same time, happy for him as well because he's getting the game time he needs. As long as we can put a buyback clause in his contract, I don't mind. Or first
Good.
option to buy.
I respect that. Fair enough. Ty, what do you think quickly about Tammy Abraham?
Yeah. Well, I have this, sometimes as a fan, and if you have like academy players, you're gonna have this bit of sentiment for them, and it's pretty unfortunate that he has come to this because I think he deserves a chance. But I mean, like DJs have said, for the sake of his career, he's still a bit young, so he needs the game time, and if he has the aspiration of playing for England, every chance he gets, he's gonna need the game time to show that he has the quality. So for the sake of his career, I think a move would be good for him. But it would be pretty unfortunate to see him leave because he could be the next Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. And who do you want to see him at AS Roma or West Ham?
Oh, I mean Mourinho's history with players who he's trying to quote unquote improve have never been good. He happened with Dele Alli. It happened with Martial, so I don't really trust that rumor really. But if you and I think it's best for him to stay in England because he needs to develop something there because the England manager doesn't really focus on players who are outside of it, minus the German league.
Yeah, completely respect that. Blue Eyes, very quickly, Tammy Abraham.
Tammy Abraham, yeah, man. He needs to move on with his career so that he can flourish because I don't think it's unfortunate that Chelsea at this point I don't think there's any room for him right now, and if he keeps lingering around, he's just going to be nothing but a squad player. And then Roma might work because Tomori is in Italy and he and Tomori are very good friends. Sometimes
not the same team.
I know, but still, sometimes all it takes is just a change of scene, and things just change. I remember what's his name, the Man U defender that went to Roma, not Roma to
Smalling.
Yeah, Smalling.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chris Smalling.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley,
the one that Aston Villa,
Ashley
former
Young?
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Ashley Young, yeah.
Yeah, Ashley Young.
Ashley Young,
For
absolutely.
Inter,
Ashley
right?
Young.
Yeah.
Inter,
Yeah.
and he won a cup. Like, who would have envisioned Ashley Young playing in Italy? Who would have envisioned
And
that?
Chris Smalling too.
Yeah, and Smalling,
Yeah.
exactly. So you just never know.
Roma.
And with Italy, the good thing about Italy and Tammy is that now Tammy has the time to put the ball on the ground because in Italy you have a little more space to operate. So it might work. But like everyone else is saying, yes, an appearance in the EPL would be perfect for him. And I think Crystal Palace or even Aston Villa might be a good fit. So yeah, I'm rooting for the kid to get regular playing time. But unfortunately, I don't think with Chelsea at this time.
All right, fair enough. So the last topic is going to be tomorrow. UEFA, what is it called again?
Wait, it's tomorrow?
Europa League, right? Yeah.
It's tomorrow. Wow, I didn't know. I thought it was Thursday. He just wanted to put that in.
Europa League. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Europa League final
us.
between Man United and
Good evening, Steve.
Okay. So let's start by DJ. What's your score prediction? Who is going to win it? And we're gonna finish by our brother Herbert to give us more details. So we're gonna close the show. DJ tomorrow.
Listen,
Villarreal against.
Yeah, I get what's his name's in this competition. He's very, very good. But I think tomorrow it's going to come to an end. I'm expecting Manchester United to win tomorrow. And I think they will do that. And I think it won't be easy. It won't be an easy result, but I think they'll just sneak it 2-1.
2-1 to Man United tomorrow. And from DJ. Ty.
Well, I need Man United to win because it will keep my omen intact. But I really don't want it. I don't want it to be a good evening for Emery. But I'm gonna say 4-1.
Wow.
4-1.
Yeah, 4-1.
Maguire is not going to play probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be
he's not
4-1.
playing.
That's why
I
they
say
concede
they're
one
gonna
goal.
concede. That's why they're gonna concede because they're not gonna have him. So it's gonna be 4-1 because they'll have. Remember, they have a great attack, so they're able to score goals.
Okay, fair enough. Blue Eyes.
Yeah, same. I think it's just going to be curtains for Villarreal. I think Man U is just going to be all over them. I'm calling it 2-0. And this is Man U's tournament to lose.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go, Herbert, brother. The floor is yours. Tell us about tomorrow game, and are you preparing already a parade or open bus in Manchester or something?
A statue
of somebody.
A statue of Bruno Fernandes.
What a player! What a
You're
player!
breaking
Bruno
off.
Fernandes.
Yeah.
What a player!
He's a finisher, man. He's a closer.
Bruno Fernandes.
He's a closer.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Herbert. Dan James out. What if Dan James score a hat trick tomorrow? Are you gonna love him? Give him 5 years more contract. Herbert, are you there? He's breaking.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Yeah, no parties and all that. This is not a Champions League final. But as I told you, the minute we win the Europa League, just celebrate it for a few days, go back to your Euros and whatever, and come back in the aim of winning the Champions League and the Premier League. That's how, if you are a big club, you should operate. Right. The only reason I want to win this cup is because many of our players haven't won a trophy. If you look at Bruno hasn't won it, Maguire hasn't won it, Wan-Bissaka and all these players, they haven't won anything. So just to get that out of the way, you might as well win European Cup, get it out of the way and focus on the important trophies. And about the final, I don't see us slapping Villarreal because this is Emery and he has, out of the last 5 Europa League finals, he has won 4. So I don't see him, setting up in a way where it's going to help us. So I am expecting we'll concede first, then as usual with United, second half FC, we'll win it 2-1.
Hey, really quick, do you know out of the 4 wins from Good Evening, do you know how many of those were against English teams? I'm just curious.
Villarreal?
I don't
know.
I think I'm not aware of it, but
yeah, I don't know either. Yeah,
he's won it 2 times with Sevilla. That's what I know. I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I think one was with Liverpool. I remember one was with Liverpool in 2016.
Yeah, he beat Klopp.
Wow.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Okay. Yeah, so he knows this competition. It is his competition. He has won it the most amount of times. This is the first final Ole has reached after 5 attempts. So clearly, if you look at a managerial standpoint, he has the advantage. But again, we have better players. We should be winning it. You can't, not lose a final when you have Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, Cavani, Mason. So I'm expecting us concede first and win it 2-1.
Do you know what? I think their main attacking player is out tomorrow, though. For Villarreal, what a player he is!
Yeah, I think it's
Chukwueze. Chelsea. Yeah. I think he's out injured, isn't he? What a player he is!
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's sad, but let's wait and see what's gonna happen tomorrow. And good luck to you, brother. And I have to tomorrow, if you don't mind, to come before the game, so we can have another show. So you give us more insight about your team. And
definitely.
Good luck, man.
Same to you. Day after.
Day after that. So Herbert is gone, and we are going to be here tomorrow. Blue Eyes, you want to plug yourself quickly?
Sure. Hey, it never changes. We're 4 days away from the big one. All hands on deck. All fingers crossed. Keep your heads up. We're gonna get it. And have a great week. Have a great week, folks. Have a great week.
Do you have any social?
No, not yet. I'm working on that. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna, as soon as I get it going, I'll let everybody know. Right now, I'm operating analog.
All right.
Have a good one, mate. Take care.
You too, bro. Yes.
Take care.
Take care. Ty, plug yourself. Ty. Hello, Ty. Ty. He's eating or something. Tyron?
I think
he's gone.
I don't know.
Okay, so DJ, you to close the show, brother.
Yeah. Great being back on your show, bro. Excellent
great
being
to
back
have you
here.
back.
Been
Thank you
gutted.
for being
I've
here
been
and
away
sacrificing
for
a lot of
times.
time for us.
Oh no,
Thank
not
you.
at all. I love being on these shows. You know that. On terms of where I'll be, you can get me on my Twitter. I've only got Twitter at the moment until I start up my channel, which is not for a while yet. Still, it'll be DJ Sav 70 at DJ Sav J. You find me on Twitter. You'll find me on August's stream here. You'll find me on Baggy TV streams. Burton Ballers when they do a stream as well. I'm always going to be on there. So big shouts to all of them as well on their streams and Blue Ice. What's his name?
Ty.
Chelsea Perspective as well. He's got one. He has his own ones and Blue Clouds TV as well. Tyrone's channel. But yeah, as always to you, Guy. As always, your great show as always, mate. Love being on here. Big up to everyone in the chat, by the way. I'll see you when you're back on you again, August. In regards to your family, bro.
Thank you so much, everybody. Peace and love. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.